Hello everyone, this is Rick Ray from rickrayfx.com. That's my website where you can go to find out more about Forex trading. So here we are with another weekly analysis, this for the week of the 24th of April 2023. And we will be looking at the fundamental high impact news as we always do, and a review of the trade setups which I shared with you last week, and also the new trade setups which I have for this upcoming week. And just remember that these trade setups that I share with you, this is my perspective, how I see the market reacting, what I see the market sentiment to be, the trades that I will take. I'm not giving you financial advice. This is not recommendations or suggestions that you take the same trades. It's up to you to manage your own account and to use good risk management. So let's have a look and see what news items we've got coming up for this week. First of all, three main US data news items, which I've got highlighted this week on the forexfactory.com screenshot, and that's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. There are a few other items, so be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local time zones. As I always tell you, the times that you see on the screen are Asian times for Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, and if you live somewhere else in the world, be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local times and be aware of these high impact news items which come out on a regular basis and sometimes dramatically affect the movement of currencies and commodities. Okay, so let's have a look at the trade setups which I shared with you last week and see if we had any profit or any loss. Well, first of all, the Euro US, it was a roller coaster week and didn't do very much, but it did turn out with 59 pips. You could have closed it earlier in the week for about 50 pips, but if you hung on right till the end of the week, got a total of 59 pips out of the Euro US buy limit, which I shared with you last week. On the odd US, we had a buy limit on that. I also told you you could open that trade on market open on Monday morning, and that gave you a total of 80 pips on Thursday, and then it fell down on Friday with the US session. And the pound US was a good one, 100 pips about midweek, and then went sideways, fell down, and then came back up in the US session on Friday. And then the USD CAD was a loser. Okay, it hit the stop loss, but you could see about midweek that it definitely wasn't going to turn out, and you could have closed that one early and not suffered a big stop loss. If you held on to that to the end, it went up quite a few pips and hit your stop loss, no matter where you had a stop loss. I hope you had a stop loss, okay, but the USD CAD did not work out for us. And the pound New Zealand, I had a buy limit on that, but on Monday morning, it just took off like a rocket and never looked back. It looked back a little bit on Thursday, but just kept going and going, and I'll share more about that one when we get into my trade setups. It's definitely overbought at the moment. So let's have a look at these new trade setups that I've got for the upcoming week of 24th of April, 2023. First of all, gold. Everybody trades gold. All right. What is gold going to do? Last week, on the day chart, gold was bullish. And on the H4 chart, the 4-hour chart, it was neutral. But it's making a slight turn. And now on the day chart, it has turned neutral. And on the 4-hour chart, it's bearish. So we still don't have a clear indication that it's either bullish or bearish. However, with what we see on the charts, it looks to be turning bearish. And with May typically being a risk-off month, we could see some strengthening of the US dollar and some selling or profit-taking of gold. On last week, we had what you could call a double bottom at a resistance support level around 1971, 1973 in that zone. If it should break below that, the next level will be about 1956. But if you've been trading gold, you're watching it at all, you know it's also very likely to try and get back up to around the 1995, 2000, 2004 zone before it falls down again. But since that big top that it made a couple of weeks ago, around 2048, it hasn't been able to stay above 2000 and continues to lose steam, lose power. So it could be seeing the beginning of a bearish run on gold. So be cautious, with trading gold. As you know, it could move back up towards 2000 and then fall down. And if it breaks below that 1971, below this double bottom we have there at 1971, 1973, the next area would be 1956. For the Euro US, I have a neutral indication on this one also. We had a lot of sideways movement last week on the Euro US, and it's also giving different signals on the day chart. It's bullish. On the H4 chart, it's turning neutral. So it's been making a good bullish run, the Euro US, but you see it keeps bouncing off of this very strong resistance zone at $1.09. It wants to go to $1.10, but that's a strong psychological barrier. If it breaks above that and can close above where it is now, then we could see a continuation of the bullish move. But that $1.10 is a very, very strong resistance zone, and I'm expecting this to fall down. With some slight strengthening of the US dollar, we could see a bearish run on the Euro US for the short term anyway. The odd US the same. No clear indication of direction. Day one chart is showing neutral, H4 showing bearish. So we could see if that will break below where it is now and close below that strong support area where it is now, then we could start to see the beginning of a bearish run on the odd US. I do have a signal. I do have a trade set up, a pending order for the New Zealand US, a sell limit, and that's at 0.6200. It is below that now, so let it make a correction, let it come back, give you a better price at 0.6200 for a sell limit on the New Zealand US. The pound US, also no clear indication. It hasn't been able to get above $1.25. It's now at a strong resistance area, and the day chart is showing bullish, the H4 chart showing neutral. So we could see again the beginning of bearish runs with these major US pairs, these major currency pairs that are paired with the US dollar. If we see some strengthening of the US dollar, which is, it looks to be turning that way. But again, no clear indication. And you know, I always say this in every video, if there's no clear indication, if I'm seeing neutral signals on my chart, for me, that's no trade. I'd rather wait, be cautious, and get clear direction before I take a trade. The USD CAD, okay, I have a buy limit on that one. It's definitely bullish, and I have the entry price at 1.3475. It made a big run up last week, so it needs to make a correction. It's slightly overbought. Let it pull back, give us a better price at 1.3475. A buy limit on the USD CAD. And then the pound New Zealand, oh, this is something else. The pound New Zealand has been going like a rocket. It is what I would call super overbought at the moment. Can it go higher? Yes, it can. But at these high prices, I just don't want to buy the pound New Zealand, although it's definitely bullish. If we look at a zoomed in chart, you see the run that it's been making for so many weeks, for several months. And it has been higher than this in the past, and it can go higher, but it's at a very strong resistance zone right now, and showing to be overbought on both the stochastic and the RSI. So with the pound New Zealand looking like this, I'm very cautious to be buying at high prices such as this. In fact, I won't buy the pound New Zealand. Wait till it makes a correction, comes back, and starts to give me a better price. And then finally, the last minor pair, the Euro CAD, made a tremendous run. If you remember last week, I had a neutral indication on this. It was just moving sideways for the last couple of weeks, but it made a good run last week and has now turned bullish. So let's let that pull back a little bit, give us a correction, a better price. And so I have a buy limit on the Euro CAD at 1.4800. All right, that's it for me for the trade setups. I appreciate you being here. If you have any comments or inquiries, leave them below this video. I will get back to you. And for those of you that are interested in robot trading, EA trading, check out my other website, prosperityrisingea.com, for more information about automated trading. Okay, thanks again for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.